I'll set the record. Okay, so let's start. Tonight I'll be talking to you about a topic on habit. It's a topic on which I learned from the book written by Marc Reklau. Now you have it in your screen. And the reason why I felt interested about the topic on habit because I have noticed among our members, among our partners here in DPPI, magagaling naman sila. Alam nila kung ano yung alam nila kung ano yung dapat gawin nila. Nag-a-attend sila ng mga trainings, nag-a-attend sila ng mga seminars, nag-a-attend sila ng workshop. In short, magaling sila. Unfortunately, the reason why they were not able to progress themselves, it's not because hindi sila magaling, but because they don't have the habits of applying whatever things they have learned. So, in short, whatever things na natutunan nila in every training na nag-a-attend po sila, sayang ho, napupunta lang po sa wala. It is because the problem is they fail or we fail na ma-execute ang mga learnings na yun kasi wala ho tayong habits na na-develop within ourselves. Unfortunately, etong habit ho, wala hong ibang makakatulong nito kung gusto niyo pong i-develop ito except just you. So we just have to, from time to time remind ourselves of what are the essential and why it is important to develop such a habit. Okay? Now, let's dig into it. What is a habit? Ano nga ba itong habit? Now, according to definition by Google, nakalagay dyan Google na logo. A habit is a behavioral pattern that we repeat often. So take note of the word repeat. Or in regular intervals such that the repetition serves to improve our ability and familiarity with the behavioral patterns. Now take note of the word repeat. Intervals, repetition, okay, familiarity. That are the key characteristics of or component of a habit. So sa madaling salita, habit is just all about repetition. Okay? So why do habits matter? Why does it matter? Now, habit matters because they hold great influence and sway over how we think, act, and feel. How we think, act, and feel. Which just about covers everything we do. Kasi lahat naman ng ginagawa natin covers in the areas of thinking, acting, and feeling. Diba? That's the normal human responses. So, if a habit shapes the way you think, and if a habit shapes the way you act, and if a habit shapes the way you feel, then practically all of what we have and all of what we are supposed to do are greatly influenced by the so-called habit. But yun na nga, ang problema natin is not because we don't have the skills, but because we don't have the habit to really be able to perform it. We really don't have the habit to really do it. So yung ang problema natin is yung habit. Okay? Now, what is the value of habit? Now, habits make it possible for us to do things without much mental effort. Ibig sabihin ho, when a certain thing becomes a habit, you don't even have to think about it for you to do it. Magiging automatic po yun. Whatever things that are developed in a form of a habit, unconsciously or unsubconsciously, automatic ho, lalabas po yan. Magmamanifest po yan. Now, today, a new agent or a new partners attend a seminar and probably he or she feels excited about the business. Now, he attends seminars, he attends PKS, he attends site tours. Now, there are informations na binigay. Now, alam naman po natin na may mga informations na binibigay yung mga developer. At alam din po natin that if we are not going to promote it in the social media, there is no way that we will be able to sell a project. And if we are just, kumbaga, ngingas kaga, nginga, ano to? Anong tawag nito? Nakalimutan ko. If we are just fly-by-night na mga mentalidad, certainly makakalimutan mo yan. Ngingas kugon pala, sorry, no? If we are in a ngingas kugon mentality, then there's a possibility na makakalimutan mo, there's a possibility that hindi mo magawa, no? Because again, the habit is not there. Now, in the long term, it will hit your productivity. It will hit your performance. You will not be hitting your goals. Then day after day, month after month, year after year, makikita mo sa sarili mo na wala po kayong napoproduce. Hindi po ninyo nadidevelop yung business po ninyo. So habits makes it possible for us to do things without much of that mental effort. So magiging automatic siya. So kung mag-post ka, hindi mo na kailangan iisipin, mag-post ba kaya ako? Kasi it is born out of a habit. If it is born out of a habit, alam mo na hindi sapat ang isang beses mag-post, then automatically you've got to develop the habit of posting it every now and then. Then you don't have to think about it. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-isip kung magpo-post ka ba or hindi, kasi alam mo namang magpo-post at tapos na-develop na po yung habit mo na magpo-post ka. So what you are going to do, mula umaga, tanghali, hating gabi, o gabi hanggang hating gabi, nagpo-post ka. And hindi lang isang beses, 2 beses, 3 beses, kundi maraming beses. Hindi lang isang araw, kundi hindi nagiging araw-araw. Tama po ba? So the reason why you are not able to sell, the reason why you don't have inquiries, it is because na wala ho tayong habit sa pagpo-post. So kailangan mo pang iisipin, kailangan ka pang i-remind ni upline, kailangan ka pang i-remind ni consultant, ni manager, ni supervisor. No, kapatid, hindi po ganun eh. Once the habit is developed, automatic po yan. Yung gagawin mo, kukuha ka ng cellphone mo, pipindutin mo yan, magpo-post ka kahit saan. So precisely, dito ho tayo nagkakaproblema. Marami ho tayong mga agents, marami ho tayong mga partners, marami tayong mga uplines. So ang mga ginagawa ng mga uplines natin, minsan napapagod na rin sila sa kaka-remind. Di ba? Kaka-remind, mag-post kayo, mag-attend kayo. And that's exactly what is happening right now. Now, take a look at it. Okay, eto ha. Ang Tuesday training, nako, ilang taon na po to ang training natin na Tuesday. Hindi nyo ba na notice na kung hindi tayo mag-advertise or hindi tayo mag-inform na merong training night ngayon, malamang walang mag-a-attend. Tama po ba? Am I right? Is it true na nag-attend ka lang ngayon dahil nakita mo sa group chat? Is it correct? Nag-attend ka because nakita mo ngayon. Pero alam mo na ang Tuesday is a regular schedule. Pero bakit hindi ka nag-a-attend na regular schedule naman ito? Dahil alam mo ang reason kung bakit hindi ka nag-a-attend? Kasi hindi pa po na-develop ang habit. Wala pa po doon ang habit. So, kailangan mong i-develop yung habit para hindi ka na kailangan sabihan and automatically you will be here Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Take a look at, for example, Thursday, 8 p.m., recruitment seminar. Bakit may makikita pa ako dun sa group chat na nagtatanong kung meron bang seminar or wala? Na alam naman po natin na Thursday, 8 p.m. ay meron pong recruitment seminar. Tama po ba? So anong nangyari? The habit is not developed. Dito sa Cebu, alam natin na every Friday ay merong recruitment seminar sa opisina. Bakit hindi mo alam na merong recruitment seminar? Bakit magtatanong ka ba kung meron pa bang recruitment seminar? Regular naman nandun si Queenie, regular naman nandun si Marisol. Every Tuesday, ito pong nangyayari every Tuesday. Simulan natin sa Monday. Every Monday, nasa SMC side kami para nag-i-encourage ng mga tao na magre-recruit and we are there. Hindi na kailangan i-inform, but we are there. And in Tuesday, ito po yung nagiging habit na namin. In Tuesday, early in the morning at 8 o'clock, we start the day with prayer. So pumupunta kami sa IT Park, pumupunta kami sa Skyrise, at doon kami nagpe-prayer nila ni Miss Nova. Bakit to? Because it is born out of a habit that in Tuesday, we start it with a prayer. Then by 10 o'clock, we're going to start meeting up with the possible recruit. Then afterwards, we're going to meet few developers like CLI and many more. And that is a Tuesday habit. We don't have to think about it. Hindi na namin kailangan mag-isip na ang Tuesday, pupunta ako doon kasi may gagawin ba ako or wala. No, automatic. No? Friday, I don't have to think Friday kung meron bang seminar sa office kasi alam ko na merong seminar. Friday, may seminar sa Danao. Friday, may seminar sa Butuan City. Friday, may seminar sa Bacolod City. I don't have to remind myself because I am already in a habit of thinking about it. Automatic yan. Hindi ko na kailangan i-remind. And this is a growing problem within our organization. May PKS, may nakikita na schedule na PKS. Kailangan mo pang i-remind every single day. Bakit? Nakakalimutan? No, I don't think so. That is born out of a person that doesn't able to develop a habit. Okay? So, nagiging mental effort siya pag wala pa pong habit. Pero pag meron ng habit, madali lang po. Okay? So, tonight, we're going to take up 12 lessons na natutunan ko kay Marc Reklau in the topic of habits. No? Sabi niya dito, in 21 days, no? Sabi niya, change your habits and it will change your life. O, gano'n, no? Change your habits, change your life. So, napakagandang libro. But anyway, I'll summarize it for you. Okay? I'll just summarize it for you. Nako, thank you very much for the people that join with us tonight. No, nako, marami, 26. Sana tuloy-tuloy na to hanggang katapusan ng mundo. Na tuloy-tuloy na hanggang katapusan ng mundo. Anyway, let's start. When you are going to develop a habit, you start small. Take a look at little things in your life that you wanted to develop as a habit. Okay? Let's say, for example, let's start with posting. Let's start with posting. Decide on what project you are going to post. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3. It's all up to you. Okay, let's make it clear. Now decide on what project that you are going to sell. Get all the information that you can get out of that project. Get all the pictures that you can. Now decide in yourself how many times in a day that you are going to post that project. Decide. Let's say, for example, you decide in yourself na etong project na to, I am going to expose this project at least 10 times a day. So nag-decide ka na ngayon that you are going to expose this project at least 10 times a day. Now, the next step that you are going to do is you are going to identify anong oras sa isang araw para makumpleto mo ang 10 posting a day. Okay? Ganun po yun, no? You identify which time of the day that you are going to post kasi nag-decide ka Nag-decide ka that you're going to do that 10 times a day. Then the next step is you are going to identify anong oras. So let's start with 7, then 8, then 10, 12, 1, and so on and so forth. At least bilangin mo pag 10. Then be faithful in that allotted time. Be faithful. Pag sinabi mong 8 o'clock, wala nang reason pa. Automatic, you post at 8. Pag sinabi mong 9 o'clock mag-post ka ulit, no questions asked, post ulit at 9. Pag sinabi mo 11 o'clock, post ulit. Basta it will total 10 in a day. Example lang po yon. Now, if you decide on that, na ito yung gagawin mo daily, make sure that you are going to complete that for 21 days. Ulitin ko If you decide, ngayon, mag-decide ka, tayo pagkatapos nito, mag-decide ka na, I am going to post Casamira Tower, Mandaue 10 times a day for 21 days. Identify which time, do it, complete it within 21 days, monitor it. Kung kailangan mong gumawa ka ng mga checklist, Gawa ka ng checklist para ma-monitor mo kung nakukomply mo ba ang 10 posting a day for 21 days. Believe me, after 21 days, the habit will be formed. After 21 days, you are no longer going to think, hindi mo na kailangan mag-isip kung ikaw ba'y magpo-post ng 10 times a day na project kasi magiging automatic na po yun sa isipan, sa action, at sa magiging feeling mo in a day. In fact, pag ito ay nagiging habit mo na, you will even feel guilty that you are not able to perform such a habit. Klaro po ba? Are we good? Baka hanggang seminar lang to. Okay? So you decide on yourself. You start small. What I mean, you start small, start with one project, start with one or two project. Pag medyo kabisado mo na, then add more projects, then add more projects, then add more projects. Ganun lang. But you have to start somewhere. No? You have to start somewhere. O sabi ni Michelle, true sir, murag kulang ko. Di ko ka-post. Yes, exactly. Gusto mong makabenta, gusto mong mag-recruit, then kailangan mong i-develop talaga ang habit na to. Okay? Now, begin with manageable changes to increase the possibility of success. So anong ibig sabihin ng manageable changes? Now, by the time na mag-decide ka na eto na po yung gagawin mo on a regular basis, always remember, magkakaroon po ng changes ang schedules mo. Now, make sure that you are very much aware of the changes on your schedule para malaki po ang chances of success if you are really going to start implementing it. Okay? So you have to begin with manageable changes dun sa mga schedules mo para you will be able to perform whatever things that you wanted to develop as a habit. Okay? Now, small victories, when you are going to start to develop a habit, small victories builds momentum over time. So, ibig sabihin, the more you are going to do it, the more it becomes easier. The more it becomes easier, the more it becomes faster. The more it becomes faster, eventually you get to notice it that it becomes a habit. You are no longer thinking of posting. Automatic, your hands, your mind, your action, your feeling automatically will gear towards posting. Kasi yun yung nakaset na doon sa habit mo. Okay? Alam mo, excited ako to see such an experiment among us. Okay? Number 2, you've got to set clear goals. Na marami po sa atin pumunta or pumasok po dito sa DPPI, basta lang nag-join. Nag-join because wala po silang ibang pinagkakaabalahan. Nag-join because, total, bakante naman sila. Nag-join because their friends are there, but they don't have the goal. They don't have the dream. Now, I want you to understand that there are things more than money itself. And whether you like it or not, if there are no goals that are being set in your life, you don't have reason to wake up every single day in the morning. There is no reason why you are going to post 10 times a day for 21 days. There is no reason to do that if you are not able to define your goal. Your goal may not be money. Your goal may be something bigger than money itself. Like owning a home, it's bigger than money. Like owning a car, it's bigger than money. Like going on a vacation trip, it's bigger than money. Like, for example, developing yourself, it's bigger than money. That is what I am referring to. Find something in which you are able to see yourself, who you will become in the process. Because what is important is the ultimate outcome of doing this business. That you can say to yourself na eto ako dati at eto na ako ngayon. Dati mahiyain ako, ngayon walang hiya na ako. Di ba? Dati, I'm afraid to stand in front. Right now, I can stand in front. Those are changes, those are goals and successes that are meant, no, to improve yourself far beyond money. I-mute ko lang, no, Maribeth Carao, please don't touch na lang po doon sa screen mo kasi naka-mute po 'yon. You can hear me naman para wala po distraction on the sound. So don't touch your screen kasi baka mag-on yung mic. Okay? Medyo may sound kasi on my end here in the headset. Okay? Miss Maribeth, don't touch the screen. I will put you in a mute mode. Don't touch it na. Okay? Maribeth Carao, don't touch it. Naka-mute ka na po, ma'am. Okay. So set clear goals. Having a clear target helps guide your efforts. The moment you start here with us in the PPI, there was instruction, yes, there was a guide, but the moment you go home, you are on your own. Solo na po tayo, guys. Remember that. Wala ho tayong employee-employee relationship. That's why we don't monitor what you are doing at home. So what will guide you every single day in your life is when you have a goal, when you have a target, it will guide whatever effort that you're going to put into your business every day. The moment na gumising ka sa umaga, alam mo na kung ano yung iisipin mo, alam mo na kung ano yung gagawin mo, alam mo na kung ano yung pupuntahan mo. It is because you know exactly that this is your goal. And for you to reach your goal, you have to do this and you have to do that. Diba? Then eventually, you are able to picture yourself moving towards that goal. Okay? Yun ang pinaka-importante po, guys, that you are going to see yourself moving towards that goal. Now, ito po yung sekreto, guys, in order for you to be reminded with your goals every day. Now, we have a lot of seminars, we have a lot of workshops. Now, I want you to understand this is a very important learning that I had in my selling career. When I was starting a business, the first time I was exposed to a business is actually through a network marketing, and I had a upline called Bong Panaligan. He's actually from Davao. He's a nurse by profession, and he was earning well in the networking industry that we are in way back 1997, 1998. At during that time, kasama namin sa kumpanya, sa organization, si Mr. Chinkitan. And Bong actually went to Cebu to help me build the business. And this is what he told me when I was starting. Sabi niya, kasi Tagalog Davao, Tagalog sila. Jov, habang bago ka pa dito sa negosyo na to, attend as many training, attend as many seminars as possible. If possible, don't ever miss a schedule. Because whatever things that you are going to hear and whatever things that you're going to learn in every seminar, in every workshop, you will use that in order for you to be able to grow your business. Yun ang sabi niya. In fact, sa kanya ko po natutunan ang statement na the more you learn, the more you earn. Sabi niya, huwag mong isipin na nakakapagod pakinggan ang mga seminars kahit paulit-ulit. Kasi kung hindi mo yan ulit-ulitin, hindi mo yan ma-remember. Yun ang sabi niya. Then, may dinugtong siya. Sabi ni Bong, pag ikaw ay magaling na, pag ikaw ay kabisado mo na ang negosyo, kailangan mo pa rin mag-attend ng meeting. Pero ngayon, nag-attend ka ng meeting dahil hindi ikaw ang nakikinig, ngayon ikaw na po ang nagtuturo. Sabi niya, whether when I was starting, I need to attend seminar kasi ako po yung learner. Ngayon na marunong na ako, mag-a-attend pa rin ako ng seminar kasi this time ako po yung teacher. Ako po yung may ma-impart. So ngayon, ito po yung a piece of advice ko. Do you want to succeed? Ito lang, question lang to, yes or no lang po to guys. You can answer this in the chat box. Do you want to succeed in this business? Kasi if you want to succeed in this business, if your answer is yes, the key here is for you to attend seminars. Attend seminars, attend training, attend workshop, attend PKS, attend site tour. Make yourself available. Ito guys, ito yung natutunan ko. I never give myself reason not to attend. Ako ba personally? I never give myself a reason na hindi ako mag-a-attend. Ay, sir, hindi ako nakaka-attend kasi may pinuntahan ako. Ay, sir, hindi ako nakaka-attend kasi nakakalimutan ko. Ay, sir, hindi ako nakaka-attend kasi ito, ganyan. I never give reason. Why? Because the more you give reason, the more you give excuses to yourself. Do you agree? Do you agree that the more you give reasons, the more you give, excuses, the more you give reason to yourself not to be there. That is exactly why we have a lot of agents not attending seminars, not attending PKS, not attending site tour, not attending training, not attending workshop, because they think na narinig na nila at one point at hindi na nila kailangang pakinggan ulit. You get my point? Ito na lang guys. I've been in the business for 21 years, for 13 or 14 years. I started around 2011. Since that time up to today, I'm still attending training, I'm still attending seminar, I'm still attending PKS, I'm still attending site tour. As long as I am here in Cebu, I always make myself available to attend whatever training and seminars, site tours and PKS that is available. Why? Because I always say to myself, I will never give reason for me not to attend. Try to develop that in you. Try to develop that in you, not to give reason for you not to attend. I tell you, it will shape the way you do the business. Huh? It will shape the way you do the business. Now let's talk about goals. They said that goals are supposed to be smart. Huh? Hold on guys, I'll just get a glass of water for a while. Okay, thank you. Naubusan kasi. Okay. Alam ko po narinig na po ninyo, just a little bit of a recap. When we talk about goals has to be specific. You've got to know what is it that you really wanted in life. What is it that you want? A 2-story house? Single detached, single attached? 3 bedrooms? 2 toilet and bath? 2 parking areas? You should know what is it that you want. You wanted a car? Color red? Sports car? SUV? You've got to know it. You've got to identify what is it that you really want. And even if your eyes is closed, you've got to be able to define, to describe whatever goal is that. Because the more it becomes clearer unto you, the more that goal, the more that object becomes so clear to you, the more you're gonna be attracted to it. Next is you've got to measure. You've got to measure your activity. Kung gusto mong itong ma-achieve, ito yung dapat gawin mo. Ang kailangan kong gawin ay mag-post ako ng ganito, mag-attend ako ng ganito, pupunta ako sa ganito, and you've got to measure it. You've got to make sure and monitor na nagawa mo lahat yon. And whatever goal na iset mo sa sarili mo, dapat, unang-una, it has to be achievable. Huwag pong mag-set ng goal na suntok sa buwan. Okay? Because it will frustrate you. Set a goal in which you think that will stretch your capacity, stretch your ability, but yet achievable. Importante po yun. Ma-challenge ka, but at the same time, it has to be achievable. Yun po yung pinaka-importante. Because the moment you are able to experience achieving a certain goal, you will feel the confidence. Okay? Next is that, ang ginagawa mo ba ay relevant? Ang mga activity na ginagawa mo ba, relevant ba sa pag-achieve ng goals mo? Ang mga bagay-bagay ba na pinag-aralan mo, relevant ba sa pag-achieve mo ng goals? Yung mga seminars na pinuntahan mo, yung mga PKS na mga pinuntahan mo, yung mga workshop na mga pinuntahan mo, are they relevant in achieving your goal? Or hindi? Yung panunood mo ng sine, relevant ba yon? Yung panunood mo ng Netflix, relevant ba yun? I'm not saying you don't watch, ha? At ito guys, hindi ko sinabi na wag kayong manood. But if, ito yung if. But if it diminish your potential in achieving your goal, then you've got to think twice. Ano bang gusto mong mangyari? Manood na lang ng manood ng Netflix at pulubi later? Or pasyal ng pasyal sa mall at pulubi later? Or pa-relax more tapos pulubi later? Yun ba yung gusto mong mangyari? Kasi if that is not what you wanted, and what you want is for you to reach your goal, then you've got to look at your activity, kung etong mga activity na ginagawa mo ay patungo ba to sa pag-achieve ng goals mo? 'Di ba? Kasi only to find out that you are wasting a lot of time that doesn't really have a relevant contribution para naman sa achievement ng goal mo. Last Saturday, I had a BDM training and we were talking about 80-20 Pareto law. And it was a good eye-opener. It's because it allows us to think, what are the things that are important and what are the things that are just simply distractions? Baka marami kayong mga bagay-bagay na distractions. Okay? And the last one for SMART goals is time-bound. Dapat may deadline. Pag gumawa po kayo ng goal, lagyan nyo ng deadline. Bakit napaka-importante ang deadline? Because yung deadline na yan ang magsiset ng momentum. Yung deadline na yan ang magsiset ng action. Yung deadline na yan ang magiging push mo every single day to develop whatever things na kailangan mong i-develop. Then eventually, it becomes a habit. Okay? So yan po yung SMART, no? SMART goals. Number 3 is that create a plan. When you have a goal and you know exactly what is it that you really wanted, then gumawa ka ng plano. You make a plan. Now, alam mo naman, lahat naman siguro tayo alam ng marketing, alam yung marketing plan natin. Yung marketing plan natin, alam natin na for us to be able to be promoted to supervisor, dapat meron akong ganito. Para maging manager ako, dapat meron akong ganito at saka ganito. Para magiging consultant ako, dapat meron akong ganito, at saka ganito. So alam mo yung kailangan, alam mo kung ano yung requirement ng bawat stages ng possession natin. Then you have to create a plan. Now, ito yung magiging plano ko. Every Tuesday, pupunta ako sa IT Park, makisabay ako kina Novelin para sa recruitment. Pupunta ako every Thursday sa Pacific Mall. Sasabay ako nila Carmelita Fuentes at saka Melchora Berdan para sa recruitment. Pupunta ako every Monday sa SMC side kasi sasabay ako kina Miss Michelle at saka Miss Cherry Tortillas para doon sa recruitment nila para makakapag-recruit na rin ako. Pupunta ako every Friday doon sa opisina, magbibitbit ako ng potential recruit kasi sasabayan ko sina Marisol at sina Queenie. Then you've got to plan. Bukas merong site visit to the showroom ng Mantra. Kailangan akong pumunta doon. Include ko 'yan sa plano. Pupunta ako ng Mantra showroom. May site tour sa ganito sa top properties ngayong Sabado, sasama ako. Then you've got to have a plan. Hindi po pwedeng mawala po ang isang linggo na wala akong kaplano-plano. Every day in my life, I don't wake up in the morning na hindi ko po alam kung ano po yung activity ko within the day. I know exactly where I am going, and I know exactly what are the things that I am going to do. Now, there are a lot of things na minsan ini-invite po ako na certain things, whether to join or not to join. Pinag-iisipan ko talaga yan. Pinag-iisipan ko yan ng husto at titingnan ko yan sa schedule ko kung it still really fits. Because if it doesn't fit, and it doesn't bring me to my desired goal na gusto kong ma-achieve, then I will say no. Probably kung hindi pa ako nagko-comment, kung hindi pa ako nagbibigay ng decision ko, I'm still studying if whether I will be able to perform, do the task, and still manage myself to be able to achieve my goals. Because ako kasi, I have divided myself in just 3 categories. And all of the things na ginagawa ko ay nasa tatlong bagay na to. Una is that I am a teacher by profession. And that is why there is always in me that really wanted to teach. Unfortunately, yung avenue ko for teaching art is no longer in the classroom. And that is why my avenue for teaching is here in DPPI, in which nagagawa ko pa rin ang magturo kahit hindi na po sa classroom. So check pa rin. I am still fulfilled of the things na gusto ko. Second is that I am a businessman by occupation. And true enough, dito sa DPPI, nagagawa ko ang desire ko na magiging isang negosyante. Nagagawa ko yung pagiging teacher ko, at the same time, nagagawa ko yung pagiging negosyante ko. Yeah. The last one is, I am a pastor by vocation. Deep within my heart, there is still and always a longing to be able to serve my Creator. There will always be longing to really be in the service of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And that is why I have allocated time for this role in my life. That's why it's easy for me to identify the things that I will be doing because I was able to really define what are the things that I really wanted to do. I am a teacher by profession, I am a businessman by occupation, and I am a pastor by vocation. Anything outside of that, and if it doesn't connect to these 3, I gladly say no. Because I have a plan. May plan po ako. Itong linggo na to, ito yung mga lakad ko itong the entire week. At itong entire week na to has something to do with me being a teacher, has something to do with me being a businessman, and has something to do with me being a pastor. Ganon. So it has to really, really connect. So for you, I'm not saying that you have to copy what I have. And this is about time that you've got to find yourself. What is it that you really wanted to be so that you will be able to create a plan? By then, I promise you, you will be able to create a plan for your life. Ako po, naniniwala po ako na one day when we come face to face with God in heaven, I believe that He's going to ask us, paano natin ginamit ang mga araw na binigay niya sa atin. And I don't want to come face to face with the Lord and I will not be able to tell Him what are the things that I've been doing here in this world. It may sound a little bit corny, but this is what I would like to encourage you. Create a plan. And the moment you have a plan, I tell you, I promise you guys, it will really shape the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. Mag-shape talaga siya. No? And you will begin to see things that are really important. Okay? So, once you develop, ito yon. Once you develop a structured plan for implementing new habits, it will become more and more and more easier. Madali hong ma-develop ang isang habit pag alam mo kung ano yung gusto mo at nakaplano lahat ang gagawin mo kasi eventually, ito po ay madi-develop on a day-to-day basis. Okay? The plan should include specific actions and defined timeline. So hindi po siya po pwedeng basta. Kasi common sa atin yan, basta gagawin ko yan. No. You've got to define it. You've got to specify what are the actions na gagawin mo. Pag sinabi mong mag-posting ka, pag sinabi mong mag-site tour ka, pag sinabi mong mag-PKS ka, you've got to define. At lagyan mo ng oras, lagyan mo ng petsa kung kailan mo siya dapat gawin at kailan mo siya gagawin. Importante po yun na naka-time bound siya. Number 4, focus on keystone habits. Keystone meaning ito po yung mga importanteng habit na kailangan mong i-develop. Identify key habits that have a positive ripple effect on your life's goal. Okay. Hindi ho lahat ng habit ay maganda. May good habit, may bad habit. Now, what I want you to look at yourself, what are the things that will positively impact your goal? Ano ba yung mga bagay-bagay that will impact your goal? Then, kung ano man yun, pag na-identify mo yun, develop that one thing para magiging habit po siya. Develop that. Kasi ang balik niyan, pag yung positive habit na yan ay na-develop mo, ang balik po niyan ay success. Ang balik po niyan ay success. Okay? Kasi may mga bad habits tayo eh. As much as there are good, there are also bad. So you just have to identify which is which. Okay? Be intentional in executing such habit. Intentional. Ibig sabihin, sadyain mo talaga na gagawin mo. Pag nakapag-decide ka na ito ang gagawin mo, ito ang mga things na create mo, na plinano mo, ito yung mga nakaschedule doon sa mga gusto mong gagawin para ma-achieve mo yung goals mo, dapat ho, intentional po kayo sa pag-execute. Intentional, ibig sabihin, sasadyain mo talaga na i-execute po yan. Ibig sabihin ba, gustuhin mo. Kahit ayaw mo, gustuhin mo na ma-execute mo yan. Kasi pag na-execute mo yan at ginusto mo yan, eventually gusto mo na talaga yan. Ganon po yan kasimple. I think that was February 23, 24. Pastor Junji and I attended a conference entitled Intentional Disciple Making Conference. And in there, we are able to really find the intentionality of life. No? Kung may gusto kang gawin at may gusto kang ma-accomplish, dapat intentional. Dapat consciously gagawin mo. Pilitin mo na gagawin mo talaga kasi intentional eh. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng intentional. And if you are like that, believe me, you will be able to develop whatever habits na gusto mo. Number 5, consistency is the key. Yan. How consistent you're going to be if you're going to develop such a habit. Kasi hindi po siya madi-develop kung hindi mo tuloy-tuloy gagawin. In fact, if nakapag-decide ka na ito yung gagawin mo, you've got to do that every day for the next 21 days. Pag na-accomplish mo yung 21 days, after 21 days, kung ano man yung ginagawa mo, eventually magiging habit mo na yan. Hindi mo na kailangan masyadong isipin po yan. Aim for daily commitment to reinforce positive behavior. Daily commitment. Again ha, daily commitment. Ang consistency po is a daily commitment. Hindi po yan ngayon ginagawa mo, then 2 days from now gagawin mo ulit, na then tapos next week naman. No, hindi ho. Daily, as in daily. You've got to do it daily. In order for you to develop such a habit, you've got to do it every single day. Okay? You've got to do it every single day. Hindi po siya pwedeng on and off. It has to be consistent. Number 6, track your progress. O monitor your progress. In short, monitor your progress. Tingnan mo kung ano na po ang improvement sa sarili mo habang ginagawa mo ang mga bagay-bagay na to. Nung nag-decide ka na regularly mag-post ka everyday, ano ba yung nagiging resulta? Ano ba yung nagiging progress? May nag-i-inquire ba? Doon sa mga nag-i-inquire, may na-site tour ka ba? Doon sa mga na-site tour mo, may kumuha ba? So there has to be a tracking measure. So you've got to know where you are in developing the habits. Kasi kung hindi mo i-monitor yan, kumbaga ang gagawin mo, sige, post lang ako tapos bahala na si Lord dyan. No, hindi po. Hindi mo ma-evaluate kung yung ginagawa mo ay effective ba or hindi. Hindi mo malalaman na kung yung pinupost mo ay effective ba o hindi. Baka for all you know, yung post mo, yung picture mo ay napakapangit kaya walang nag-i-inquire. Baka kailangan na i-post mo ay video kasi mas gusto ng mga tao video. So yun lang. You've got to monitor the progress so that you will be able to know whether what you are doing is still effective or not. Yun lang. Ganun po yung kasimple. Tracking helps you stay accountable. Accountable meaning tinitingnan mo and you take ownership dun sa ginagawa mo na kung etong ginagawa ko ay papalpak ako, walang ibang pwedeng i-blame kundi ako. You take ownership. You take accountability. Kaya tinitingnan mo, minomonitor mo, kaya kung hindi ito effective, kung kailangan kong ibaguhin, I have to change it. Kung kailangan kong gumamit ng picture na maganda, gagamit ako. Kung kailangan akong mag-aral paano gumawa ng Canva, mag-aral ako. Kung kailangan ako mag-aral ng video editing, mag-video editing ako. Kasi it will help me grow my business. Ganun po yun. So you've got to be accountable. Number 7, understand triggers. Triggers meaning ito po yung catalyst. No? Catalyst. So, recognize the cues that leads to your habits. Okay. Now, in our life, meron po tayong mga tinatawag na sa Bisaya po is kati. No? Magpakati ba? Magkati sa puso ba? No? Yan. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Diosdado Igot. Hello, Diosdado Igot. My former colleague from RFM. Oy, nako sir. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Now, in our life, when we wanted to develop certain habits, okay? When we wanted to develop certain habits, there are cues, mga timailhan ba? Mga timailhan that you are already starting to develop such a habit. Now, if you are able to notice that it becomes automatic for you to post projects on the social media, manonotice mo yan because every single day, nagiging pattern mo na kumuha ka ng cellphone, nag-post ka, then after a while, kung kinuha mo din cellphone mo, nag-post ka naman ulit, at nagiging consistent, not just in 1, 2, or 3, or 4, at nagiging daily, at nagiging natural. But it all started with just small bits and pieces. So medyo may cue ka doon. Nakakaroon ng clue, ay ito parang nadidevelop ko na to. Yan. Then you've got to be consistent with that. Yun ang tawag natin na triggers. Along the way, there will always be something that will help us develop our habits. Along the way. And whatever is that, you just have to be conscious with it. Number 8, embrace change. Now, nothing is constant in this world except change. And the moment you decide to yourself that you wanted to develop such a habit, Always remember that there will always be changes on the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. Again, the moment you decide to start developing a positive habit, there will always be changes on the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. And be ready for that. Embrace that. Now, you've got to introduce changes gradually to allow your mind and body to adapt more effectively. When you are going to develop a habit, hindi po yan automatic na bukas ang habit ay nandyan na. Hindi ho. When you are going to develop certain habits, it will always begin with small bits and pieces. Then gradually makikita mo yan na, uy, parang ginaganahan na ako na magpo-post every day eh. I don't feel tired anymore. I don't feel bored anymore pag nagpo-post ako. And nagiging happy na ako pag nagpo-post ako. Hinahanap-hanap na ng sistema mo na magpo-post, and gradually you were able to take notice that it allows to shape your mind, then your body for action, and eventually what are the things that you're going to feel. Ganun no yun. So, don't you worry. The moment you're going to start developing such a habit, believe me, gradual po ang magiging changes dyan. Okay? Number 9, ito yung pinakamahirap. Cultivate self-discipline. Alam mo, pwede naman nating makuha ang disiplina externally. Pwede naman si mga uplines natin, always silang nagmo-monitor at sinasabihan ka kung ano yung dapat gawin at ano yung hindi dapat gawin. But at the end of the day, you've got to learn it by yourself, because the greatest discipline is self-discipline. The greatest motivation will always be self-motivation. Anything that is triggered from inside out is important. So I want you to develop that so-called self-discipline. Alam po natin gaano kaimportante ang disiplina. Wala ho tayong employee-employee relationship. Therefore, it is very important that you are able to develop such a discipline. But kung ang disiplina mo ay nanggagaling lang doon sa reminder ng upline mo, well, nako, hindi ho forever ang upline mo ay parati pong makapag-remind. So, kailangan po ma-develop po natin sa sarili po natin ang tinatawag po natin na self-discipline. Okay po? Self-discipline. Develop the ability to resist immediate gratification in favor of long-term benefits. Ayan, no? Always think of the long term. Okay? Yan, sabi ni Ched, self-discipline is very hard. Totoo yan. It's very hard. But there is no one that can help you with it. Ikaw lang talaga. No? So, the only option we have is just simply to be intentional about it. Yan lang. You just have to be intentional. Eventually, it will happen. No? Self-discipline is crucial for habit formation. No one will be able to develop a good habit unless he is going to develop self-discipline within himself. So that's how important it is. Now, no one can really develop unless you are going to start doing it. Okay? No one will be able to develop certain habits. No one will be able to reach the level of self-discipline unless you are going to start acting on it. So, kailangan mo talagang umpisahan. So, Bisaya pa, kinahanglan sugdan yun mo. No? Para mahitabo. Number 10, learn from setbacks. Setbacks are not just failures. Setbacks are not just mistakes. They are actually lessons that needs to be learned. Ganun po yan. In my life, I never view failures as negative. I had always viewed failure as an opportunity for me to learn new things, an opportunity for me to avoid making mistakes again. And that is why you use failures as opportunities to learn and adjust your approaches. Because it is only in those moments that you are able to calibrate na itong mga actions na ginagawa mo ay hindi pala angkop doon sa gusto mong mangyari na resulta, then hindi nagka-resulta, pumalpak siya, then you've got that opportunity to be able to identify and learn na itong pamamaraan na to ay hindi effective. And therefore, you have the ability to correct it because itong failure na tinitingnan mo, hindi mo siya tinitingnan na failure kung hindi setback lang para makita mo kung ano ang dapat mong makita. Di ba? So, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to have failures in life because the more mistakes we make, the better we become. The more failures na naranasan natin, the more stronger we become. Alam mo, pag hindi mo nasubukang magkamali, hindi mo malalaman kung alin ang tama. I'm sorry. Totoo yan. Kung hindi mo masubukang magkamali, hindi mo malalaman kung ano talaga ang tama. Okay? Accept that setbacks are natural part of the process. Making mistakes are but normal for people wanting to succeed in life. You will never be able to reach the top. You will never be able to reach the so-called success unless there were no failures along the way. Those failures are simply stepping stones, ladders towards success. Ganun lang po yun. An opportunity for you to be able to identify what works and what doesn't work. An opportunity for you to identify and learn from those things. Ganun po yun. 11, and this is the second to the last. Surround yourself with support. People. In DPPI, this is what we always encourage. If you have a downline, put your downline to the group. Because the group is the support team. Without the support, without the group, eventually that person that you have recruited will die. Tingnan mo yung mga nag-quit sa atin dito sa negosyo, yung hindi ho sumasali sa mga events. Yung hindi sumasali sa seminar, yung hindi sumasali sa mga PKS, workshop, site tour, at iba pa, sila ho ang nag-quit. So you've got to surround yourself with positive people. Having a support system can make the journey more enjoyable and sustainable. Now, the moment you're going to walk through through life, especially going towards success, always remember that there will always be rough roads. There will always be highs and lows. There will be uphill and sometimes there will be downhill. And if there's no one there that you can hold your hands to, I doubt that you will be able to sustain yourself in the journey and make it more enjoyable for the rest of us. So if you wanted to succeed here in DPPI, you cannot be doing this solo. You're not gonna make it if you're gonna do it solo. You've got to be with a team. You've got to have a support group. Okay? Lastly, number 12, of course, celebrate achievements. Whatever small successes you have received out of the habits that you have developed, celebrate it. It is important, no? Positive reinforcement enhances motivation and reinforces new habits. So in short, the moment that you are winning on certain things, on certain areas, on certain categories, celebrate. Because the more you celebrate small wins, the more you are challenged to try new things. Okay? The more you celebrate small wins, the more you challenge yourself in trying new things. Again, celebrate small wins. It's okay to reward ourselves sometimes. Don't be hard on yourself. No? You've worked hard, you've studied hard, you've implemented a lot of things, and if you hit it, if you reach your goal, If you achieve little things, clap, cheer, congratulate, celebrate. It's important. No? It's important. Every time you give yourself a pat on the back, haven't you noticed? It gives you the confidence. It gives you more reason to really be working hard more. Ang life ho, hard na. Ang life po natin, saksakan na ho ng problema. Marami na po tayong mga heartaches and pains in our life. Kaya kung meron po kayong mga small wins dito po sa DPPI, celebrate it. Not all the days in our life are painful days. There are also days that are meant for us to really be cheerful. Okay? So you just have to celebrate. Now, as I about to end, okay, down ko muna to. Yan. As I about to end, ito lang po guys, no? I just wanna, you know, I just wanna have this story. But at least, let's end it lightly. Recently, siguro nakita naman siguro ninyo, no? Na Teody Bainosa recently promoted to the to the consultant level position. And when that day happened, nung nangyari po yung araw na yan, I chatted Nova and I said to her na I'm happy na na-promote si Teody. Yung happiness na naramdaman ko nang ikaw ay ma-promote, ganun din ang naramdaman ko kay Teody. When Novelin was promoted to consultant level under Mel Berdan, I was so happy. Mel was happy during the time, and yung happiness na na-feel ko during the time is I cannot explain, because I saw a person who deserves the promotion. And now I've seen it in Teody that he truly deserves the promotion. He worked for it. He spends time with it. He extends hours, countless of hours. Unselfishly, he puts in the act of helping other people. He helped not just his downline, but he helped all the people in the PPI as long as he is needed. I've seen how passionate he is in putting everything sa negosyo niya. The reason why I share this to you is because Teody made it in 3 years. But for 14 years in series, kasi sa series po siya nagtatrabaho, series yung bus. 14 years po siya doon, no? 14. 1-4. For 14 years that he'd been working in there, siya mismo nakita niya yung progress na meron siya kung saan siya before at kung saan na po siya ngayon. Siya mismo nakikita niya at siya mismo nararamdaman niya. 3 years. Ang tanong ko lang sa inyo is ito. Would you be willing to give 3 best years of your life and be a consultant and enjoy a good income, not just once, but regular income? Kasi 3 years niya tinabaho eh. Kaya tatanungin kita, would you be willing to give 3 best years in your life? And you know what? You know what's the secret of Teody? Why he was able to reach there? Because he builds the business. And when I say build the business, he was there outside recruiting more and more people to be part on his team, teaching them whatever things na na-learn niya, training everyone sa iyang downline na pwede niyang matudloan until those downline was able to work it out and be able to have a sale. Now, if you are willing, hindi ho pwedeng hindi kayo mag-build ng negosyo. And the key to building the business is by getting people in your team, forming your team. Form your team. Maximize every recruitment seminar there is. If you need help, kung meron po kayong gustong recruitin, meron po kayong gustong explainan na tao para sa negosyo, ask the help of your upline. If you don't know how to present yet, ask the help of your upline. But I suggest, learn how to present as fast as you can so that you can present the business all by yourself. So that you will no longer be dependent on other people to do it for you. You will be able to do it yourself. Self-discipline, self-motivation. It has to come from the self. Now, if you really wanted to achieve that, therefore, don't waste a day in your life not doing anything. Dapat parang makonsensya ka sarili mo kung wala kang ginagawa para i-abante ang negosyo mo. Ganun ho yun. So if you have wasted your time today, kung ngayon medyo nasayang yung araw mo today at wala kang nagawa para sa negosyo mo, then bukas pagising mo kaibigan, huwag mong sayangin ang araw mo na wala kang ma-accomplish. Kung wala ka mang mabentahan, at least meron kang ma-recruit kahit isa. Gawin mo yan every day in your life. Promise. Promise to you, in the next 3 years, you will become a consultant. Just like Teodi Bainosa did. Wala hong magic sa ginawa ni Teodi. Purely po yun, creation of a habit that eventually brings him to the level of success. Okay? So maraming salamat for you joining me tonight. And I hope to get to see you in person one of these days. And please do catch up with our schedules because we have a lot of schedule. By the way, plug ko lang. Every Saturday po at 8 p.m. meron po tayong The Circle. The Circle po is an online Bible study group which is conducted by me personally. And from time to time when I am not available, there are guest pastors that are sharing. In DPPI, we value the presence of the Lord in this company. It is very important for us because the true source of the success of this company lies on our dependence on the Lord Jesus Christ. No, without it, I don't think that we will be able to make it. That's the reason why every Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m., there are few of our DPPI members who have been joining with me in committing to pray for our company. If you wanted, then join with us every Tuesday at 8 a.m. in IT Park and join to pray for the company. And if you are outside of Cebu, let's say for example to Joy and Pastor Junji, you can initiate a Tuesday 8 a.m. prayer for the company. You will be amazed. People will be coming at 8 a.m. in the morning, okay? Before going to work. Just an hour to pray, that's more than enough. Okay? 8 to 9, go. Then afterwards, you go on with your day. Okay? So hope to see you on Saturday for the circle. Thank you and God bless you all. Bye-bye.